Kwaku Asumedu, a staff of CSIR Forestry Research Institute, where I work. This apple tree that you can see here was planted in 2016. After 15 years of continuous research work by my brother in Belgium.
Apple has just a single seed in the middle. If you take your matured apple, you have a single tiny seed in it. It's here. So if you observe this one, you see that I've cut to the seed. It's here.
First, the genesis.
He started working the apple in 2003, where he has interest in apple and how he can do to multiply apple for apple to grow in Ghana. So my brother Edward Akwasi came to Ghana in 2003 to collect soil samples from different locations in the country, from different transitional zones, to go and see if apple can grow well in our soil.
These tiny buds, we call them axillary buds. They are always at the axil of the leaf.
It took 4 days for the seed to germinate in Ghanaian soil, when in other jurisdictions, germination occurred in a minimum of 10 days.
Initially, he brought 10 seedlings from Belgium. Immediately after planting, first 6 months, one of the fruits started fruiting. One of the plants started fruiting just after 6 months. But the fruits couldn't survive long because that time the tree was immature. The tree was not actually matured. It actually started fruiting. All the 10 fruits started fruiting in 2018. So after taking samples from the 10 trees, 2018, taking our measurement, doing our analysis, it also continued in 2019. The fruit also came out again. We started and it was doing very, very well. Then after that, 9 trees was cut down as part of the experiment. We left this one to see, without any treatment, how this tree can survive in this tropical Ghana here. How this tree can survive, withstand all the weather condition. And God being so good, the tree was able to survive up to this level. So the tree was planted in 2016, and we are now in the 2020, and you can see it's doing very well.
Have you done any laboratory test or, some kind of analysis to be confirmed from the lab that this is actually an apple tree?
I don't even need to do any lab test. I can just take one of the fruits and demonstrate to you right now, and you will see, though these are immature fruits, you will see when I cut through it, you will see that indeed the apple you've been eating is this one. This is immature apple. I'm going to cut through it longitudinally from the top to the bottom, and you will see the inside. Whether you will confirm to me whether it's apple or not apple. Okay. Apple is always hard, and if it's not.
Okay.
Take it.
Plant physiologist and principal research scientist at Crop Research Institute, Professor Beloved Mensah Dzomeku, says he has studied apple tree in Germany and that indeed it is an apple.
This is a real apple tree. I don't even need to subject it to identification because I've seen apple trees, apple plantations in Germany several times, so I wasn't surprised anyway.
The leaves are about 0.2 millimeters in thickness and the fruits averagely 26.8 millimeters in diameter transversely and 18.0 millimeters thick longitudinally. According to Professor Dzomeku, transverse and longitudinal sections through the immature fruits revealed all features of apple. Professor Dzomeku concludes apples can grow well in Ghana, but it can only be done with a scientific support.
Yes, Ghana can grow apples. Earlier on, apple trees were found at Eburi, at Kwewu Mountains, at Amejope in the Volta region. Because those areas experience temperate-like weather during the dry season.
Very chilled one.
Then the weather becomes chilled, and the apple trees go through chilling stress, after which they flower. And we can use science to change these ones to fit our environment.
The biological features.
We are not going to use any GMO approach, but we are going to use physiological approach.
Exactly what I wanted to find out, because people will be worried whether you're going to use GMO approach or not.
We are just going to take this one, subject it to stress over and over at the laboratory, at our station. Then by the time you realize, we've created what we call ecotype.
It will be able to withstand.
Thank you. Then it will produce fruits here.
A report by Mahmud Mohammed-Nurudeen.